Greetings and welcome back to City Skylines. Let's continue with our town. So we actually have a little power issue here, so let's give this a little bit more budget. That should be enough. I do like tweaking these things. It's something I actually barely saw anyone do on the many YouTube videos and streams, probably because they did play on the normal difficulty mode, but I do think that it's quite significant on the hard difficulty that you tweak those things to try and at least somewhat min-max your budget to make sure that you are always in the green and making a decent profit so that you have money enough to do some new things. Okay, so we're on the way to the 900 mark. That will allow us to... Actually, it's 1000 apparently. I'm not sure. Sometimes it's 900, sometimes it's 1000. I don't know how things sometimes change. We'll have to wait and see. Alright. And things will grow a little slowly. So do keep that in mind. It's not like you will be seeing a huge city by episode 10 or something like that. And what do we got here? A miniature black hole. Okay, well, I probably won't even be building a Large Hadron Collider here because I do think the monuments, well, we can't even see them yet, are somewhat overpowered in the game, so I will be sticking to the normal stuff. Alright, so what else can I do? I do have a bit of money, but I don't want to overspend. Let's see what I can do. Maybe build another one of these. Let's actually build a normal building block. Well, not a building block. I always say building block. I'm not sure if that actually is a proper term. Just a block. And let's put down some residential. They will have water. Okay, that's good. Because I will need this to get up to 1000. So that I can get rid of all this dirty industry and make some sort of farmland somewhere. I don't know yet where exactly. I will need to wait until I can actually check the natural resources. Although you can build a farm everywhere on fertile ground, I suppose they will be making a lot more money. And if they make a lot more money, they will also be able to pay you a lot more taxes. So that's quite significant. Now, as you can see, I have some sort of road going here that will go all the way through at least this part of the city. This will eventually be something that you will see all over my town. These things kind of just happen. When I see something like this, I will just try to extend it a little further and a little further until I think it's long enough. Eventually I will be placing some bigger lanes down there, so that the city will have some lanes all over the place and some smaller streets in between. Now we have more power issues. Alright. Let's just set it on 150%. That should work for... Well, actually, we are at the limit. So let's place down another wind turbine. Now let's lower it a little bit. That should be okay. Yes, that's good enough. Yeah, that'll do. Now we did spend quite a bit of money on that again, but we are making a lot of money, which is nice. Can we actually do taxes? Yes, we can. So let's go ahead and tax these guys a little bit more, and same with commercial, because these guys are usually always very happy, as you can see. Because they don't seem to need all that much. I do need more commercial, it seems. Let's place down some down here and some here. That's good. Got some more messages, might as well check them while there's not all that much going on. So, oh yes, that's right, education. I need some sort of school. Let's see where we can build this thing. So elementary school, I think I will be placing it right next to the hospital. because it will be nicely centered in this part of the town. So this should do. All right. Now let's tweak this budget to make sure that we do not overspend. Let's set it to 50. I think that will be more than enough. I'll have to take a look. So let's see. Oh no, it's not enough. Well, okay, let's set it back to 100, or well, 99. It's close enough. Now, apparently I have too much capacity. I guess I should have waited a little bit until it was all... until it had figured itself out. Oh yeah, so now we're at about the edge. It's kind of annoying that you can't move around these sliders while watching all of this, because it does open up another tab and closes the other. So that's something that I would very much like to see changed, that you can have multiple tabs open. That will allow you to do your management a little bit more efficient. So that's all those sort of small things that can still be easily changed in the game, so that's nothing fundamental. Alright, we're getting close now. Might need a little bit more residential. So let's see what we can do. We actually don't have a lot of money. I'm gonna wait, because I did just build that school. I only have, yes, about 10,000 left, but I am making a lot of money, which is excellent. I did just tax the hell out of all my other guys, the commercial and the industrial. And they are still happy. As you can see, industrial is actually very happy. But I do think that if I would... let's see, if I put it to 15, they'll probably start complaining about the taxes. It happened last time as well. We'll see all these pop-ups with the percentage icon, that they will start complaining about taxes. There's actually quite a bit of industry here, I must say. Especially if you compare it to the little town. However, I do find it a bit unfortunate that the industry buildings are rather small, perhaps. Although I guess that is not very small, but it's all very tall buildings, so you don't see like huge complexes the way normal industrial buildings are actually like. Usually half the complex of an industrial building is actually not a building at all. Mostly it's just some open space, parking spaces, well, yeah, stuff like this actually. But it's not too bad. Alright, so yes, population growth is going a little slow now, because we obviously do not have all that much room left. So let's go ahead and put down another piece of road. Let's extend this one a little bit. Let's try and make something square-like. This will give me a little bit of room in the middle to place a park when I can. Actually, that won't be all that long anymore. Okay, now we should have enough to bump us over. Yes, I know you can see them complaining about the taxes, so I'm gonna lower it just a little bit. I'm gonna put it back to 13. So even though they are still very happy, they do complain. But we're fine now. And I think garbage is still doing okay. 6% full, so that's good. Yeah, and that's something else that you need to keep in mind in case you do want to grow slowly. It shouldn't be too slow, because garbage will keep piling up. And you need about 7,500 people before you can get the incineration plant, which is something that you will need to get rid of your garbage actually. So otherwise you will just have a never-ending landfill. So that's not good. But after that, after 7,500, I think once you get the incineration plants, you can go as low as you want to, because there's not really all that much limiting you anymore. And that's, I think it's nice about the game. You can play it at whatever pace you want to, so that's very good. It's actually quite pleasant to look around in your town. That is, if you make a town that looks pleasant. If you make a whole grid-like town, well, oh, and there we go. So we are now a worthy village. And we can buy a new tile, we can get districts and all that sort of stuff. We also have police and fire departments. I guess I'll be starting off with those, actually. If I do have the money. Let's see. So firehouse 15,000 and the police is 15,000. I do want those rather quickly because otherwise we might have crime sprees or fire hazards. Let's actually start with police department. I think it will be better off that way. Let's put it right there. That would do. And let's lower the budget because they don't need all that much money. Okay, now let's take a look at... Oh, okay, so apparently all the farmland is down here. So that does mean that all this yellowish, brownish grass is fertile land. I was planning on buying this tile anyway, so that actually works out. And I was gonna build a town over here, so we can get a whole bunch of farmland down here. That actually works out totally fine. Let's see, how much do I need? That's pretty cheap, so let's purchase this tile. And that's very good. But I want to make sure that I have more money before I build this whole farmland complex. Because all those roads will require quite a bit of money. And I will need some more on and off ramps here as well. So we gotta save. So it won't be for right now. We'll have to stick with the dirty industry for a little while longer. But we should be fine. Now, did I actually... No, those guys do not have enough water. Let's try and fix that. No, that's not right. Alright, there we go. And we got a fire there. Alright. Let's put down a firehouse as well. So yeah, these things happen very quickly after you are able to build them. So let's put this one... I'm actually gonna put it right here because of this industry. And let's also lower this budget because they don't need that much money. Now we should be good for a while. Let's make sure that we do not grow too fast because if I do get to 1,500 I will... Well, actually it's not that bad. Only high school. So yes. This one, however, Worthy Village and Little Hamlet are quite important because you do get a lot of these extra buildings that you really do need to make. Otherwise your town will just simply fall apart. It literally will. I had it before in a test game that I kind of neglected on instantly building a police station, and I didn't have enough money left to build one, and the whole town actually had a crime rate of about 30%, which is quite a lot. Let's see what we have at the moment. So 6%, that's totally fine. And we got some more fires down here. We should be seeing them arrive. There we go. There should be a second one somewhere. Maybe not. Oh yeah, there it is. But it has to... Okay, at least this time it can actually stand on this side of the road. Sometimes they have to go around all the way until they are at the same side of the road, which isn't very ideal, and they do block traffic, but normally traffic can get past them eventually, or not. No, it's they block traffic, but there are hearses, for example, to pick up the dead people. They do sometimes block traffic a little bit, but the cars do seem to go past them after a little while. Anyway, let's see what's happening here. Not all that much, apparently. Okay, they are totally fine. They're happy. Which is all that matters, because I want their money. Oh, and apparently it was set to speed 1 again. It's difficult to notice. So what else is happening here? A lot of people walking to work, which is actually a nice thing. So people aren't totally lazy. They do go to work on foot, which is good. And I often try to somehow split off my industry from my residential and make like some sort of service routes for cargo and all that sort of stuff, and for people that do want to take the car. But for example, I could make industry here and leave a big gap down here with no real roads and just make some paths for people to go on foot, and then you will actually go on foot to work on foot, which is very nice because that does lower traffic quite a bit. Otherwise they would need to run around the whole town, which they wouldn't do. They would be taking the car. So I do make use of all of those things. However, I can't just yet. I gotta wait until I have 1,500 people. Then I have parks and all those pedestrian paths. We got some more chirps. Trapped in a tree. I guess it was about a cat. People happy. Oh, showing in bottled waters. I guess it was... What do we got? We got some crime down here. That's not good. Do we get enough budget? It's 4%. Yeah, we should be fine. We got more crime. Let's see, are they going around? What do we got? Police cars in use, 3 of 3. Let's follow this guy. Oh, then we need some water there. That may be an issue with not having enough. Yes. Let's up the budget. That should be good. Yeah, there we go. We are making a bit of money again, which is nice. I'm not exactly sure how much I will need for all this farmland. Quite a bit, I suspect. I'm also gonna need some better roads to accommodate for all the traffic. But luckily I can hook up all the cargo stuff on this side. Hopefully they do take this road and not this one. So I just gotta make sure that they prefer to take this way. Let's take a look at the map. So since I will be able to buy all 25 tiles, I do have a lot of options to spread out everything. So seeing as this will be the main city, I can make some big roads, some longer roads to some small villages out there. This gives quite a bit more options than the normal 9 tiles you would have. Because 9 tiles, while it is reasonably big, it isn't that big. Especially if you compare it to what we used to have in SimCity 4. We had huge regions. I think the biggest tiles were 4x4. Then you had medium tiles with 2x2, like these ones, and they had tiny tiles of 1x1. But still, regions themselves could be absolutely huge. I'm not sure how big. Again, I'm not even sure if there was a limit. But you could easily get a region of about, what could it be, about 40 by 40 kilometers? I think that was possible, which is very big, because these 25 tiles is 10 by 10, which is still rather large. I think you could fit the largest part of London or Paris in that, but still. You can't obviously build it the same way as you would those cities, because we have a limitation of about 1 million people. Well, actually it's not about, it's a hard limit of 1 million people, but I don't think I will be reaching that anytime soon, even with all the extra tiles. I'm not even sure if my PC would be able to handle it. I actually very much doubt it. So we got 10% here, so yeah. We gotta make sure that we grow fast enough before we have too many filled up landfills. Though then again, it is not like I don't have enough space to put all the landfills, but it will take quite a while before you can get rid of all of them. So we have 15,000 now. Let's maybe, let's take a look. So how much do these cost? Gravel road, it's not too much. I could perhaps start laying out some roads. I usually start off with gravel roads because I think it's fitting, at least for farmland. I often even use some gravel road initially in my city design to move, to put like in here. So you'd have a gravel road here and then I put a park down here. It totally works. Later on, however, I do change to regular streets with, well, these things, with all the trees next to them. It also makes the land value increase, which is very important. Seems like we got a fire there. Alright, well, let's see what we can do. So let's start off down here. That's one piece of road at least. Now all this yellow here is farmland. I will not be using all of that to start off with because there is quite a lot. Let's draw a road like this. Let's just take a look. Okay, that'll do. And this might be a good start. However, I will need some on and off ramps on this side here. So kind of wonder how I will do this. Actually, it could be fairly easy. Let's try this out. So we need an off ramp here. It's going to be fairly simple, not overly complex. I'm just using one-way roads for now. And then we need a off ramp down here. And then I get this one to curve around, elevate it. And hopefully it fits. Oh, we got a bit of blue there. Almost. No. It's kind of the, oh, yes, it's the one I need. Now it's complaining about space occupied. Yes, I know, I want to build the roads. It's gonna be annoying, I see. Okay, that'll work. Now we can lower it down. Oh, wait, that's up. Okay, there we go. And we can connect it right there. That'll do. Now it doesn't look exactly very nice, but it'll work. It's a little bit of a trial and error in this case. But eventually you get used to laying all these roads. There we go. I got something to connect everything to. I'm still gonna lay down some dirt roads to start off with. Let's see. Because it does cost a lot less. Actually, I just spent pretty much all my money, which is not good. That's exactly why I meant that I needed a lot of money, but luckily I am in the green and I don't have any bad things happening, so that also doesn't mean that it also means that I don't need to spend money, so I can just wait until I get some more. I don't think it looks terrible. It may not look totally efficient, but this is also not for a very high density area. It's just for a bunch of farming trucks. However, those do produce quite a bit of traffic, but still, it should work. Now, other than that, it seems like everything is working fine. We actually have 1,200 people now, so next time we probably can level up to a tiny town, and then we get parks and all that sort of stuff, so I can start making everything look a little bit pretty. %, full, and let's take a look at the tweets. So another lost cat, lost wallet. Alright, well, nothing important actually, because, well, the town is doing pretty well, and we'll even see more and better tweets after I build a whole bunch of parks everywhere. Either way, this will be the end of this episode. Next time I can start hopefully hooking up all this farmland once I actually get farms there, and we can get rid of this ugly dirty industry, and then we can build a much nicer town. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.